Welcome, everyone. We are so excited for you to start your student teaching next semester. In this presentation, you'll hear from a number of different folks all about how to plan for student teaching and what you'll need to know as you prepare for next semester. In this presentation, we'll go over what student teaching is, the support systems that we have in place for you, who your key people are during this journey, what you can expect going forward, the different types of placements, and what your next steps are.
Hi there. My name is Tina Flesher, and I am the division strategist that leads professional experience here at the Mary Lou Fulton Teachers College. In this section, we will answer the question, what is student teaching? And we will share with you what to expect, when to start and end your semester, and what a snapshot of your week will look like. So as you come to this final semester in your long journey, you'll be able to actually apply all of the things that you've learned along the way. You're going to move from theory to practice, and this takes time, energy, commitment, and partnerships. When you step into your student teaching experience, you will actually be the teacher, the moment that most of you have been waiting for. So student teaching is the daily practice where pre-service teachers are able to apply the ASU coursework that they have learned along the way. You're going to have the opportunity to practice teaching, planning the content and lessons, managing the students in the classroom, and all of the other duties of a teacher. You will implement some of the strategies that you've heard and have talked about in your college courses. You'll have the opportunity to teach whole and small groups of students. The setting is perfect for you to practice each day and receive specific and purposeful feedback on your efforts. Please take note of the official start date of the semester. Student teachers will start on the first day of the Session C academic calendar for ASU, which is January 8th, unless you are in a job embedded, also known as paid position, and under a school or district contract. If your school resumes before the January 8th date, you are absolutely welcome to start earlier than this, but January 8th is your official start date for the spring semester. The official end date of the semester is the last day of Session C, Spring Academic ASU calendar, which is April 26th. Again, if you are in a job embedded position, also known as paid, or you are seeking a dual certification, you will stay in your placement until your contract date ends, or you fulfill the required days in both of your placements. So continuing with the student teacher expectations, we're going to discuss a couple more things. Attendance is always a big question. So all student teachers are expected to attend their placements full time, which means 5 days a week. If you are in a district that is only 4 days a week, then that is your expectation, 4 days a week, for the entire length of the Session C semester. Each day, you'll be expected to adhere to the official contract hours of a school day. In most schools, the contract hours are 30 minutes before the school day starts and 30 minutes after the school day ends. You will need to have a conversation with your mentor teacher to make sure this is the expectation at your particular campus. You will always be expected to participate in all of the other teacher duties while you are in your student teaching semester. Some of these other teacher duties include professional learning communities, grade level meetings, planning time, 504 or IEP meetings, any child study teams, professional development or staff meetings, before, after lunch duty, etc. These expectations will give you the full feeling of what it is like to be an actual teacher. Professionalism is always expected. Communication is expected. What does it mean to communicate? Quick definition, communication is connecting, contacting, and conversation with someone. You are expected to communicate with your mentor teacher, communicate with your ASU professor who will teach and supervise you in your placement. Communicate with anyone that is emailing you, calling you, messaging you. If you are not able to make it to your placement one day, communication is expected. Dressing appropriately. Remember that you will be in a professional school setting with children and young adults around. Your overall appearance and dress should reflect a professional setting. Clothes that you would wear to a gym, a swim party, a dance club, or any other casual gatherings are not permitted for teachers to wear on school campuses. District dress codes will be enforced for all staff members, including student teachers. During your student teaching semester, please remember that all of your interactions with students, other staff members, parents, guardians, other student teachers and interns, etc., should remain professional and positive. You never know who you will be a part of a team in your future. You never know who you're going to work with later on. And lastly, during your student teaching experience, you will also be an ASU student and have at least 2 courses to complete. You are expected to adhere to the due dates of assignments, attend any scheduled meetings with your professor supervising you, and participate in your I-courses, meaning they're going to be online. Lack of participation in your courses, missed deadlines, and/or scheduled meetings can result in a failing grade and could potentially jeopardize your graduation. The ASU official attendance policy is stated here for your student teaching experience. Each student teacher is allotted 5 days of absences for any reason per semester. If you become ill or have any reason to go beyond the 5 allotted days, your ASU professor will create an absence makeup plan for you and/or discuss your semester options. All absences must be reported to your mentor teacher as well as your ASU professor before the start of the school day. There's an absence form that your ASU professor will share with you. This will be completed and submitted for every absence you have during the semester. If you are in a job embedded placement, also known as a paid placement, you will follow and adhere to the district policies regarding absences. Remember that arriving late and leaving early from a school day will count as half-day absences. You're expected to be on time and staying through the length of the school day. So this is going to be a snapshot of what your week is going to look like. A lot of students ask, what exactly am I going to be doing each day and what is it going to look like? So this is just a graphic representation. Monday through Friday should look pretty similar in regards to your placement days, 5 days per week. And you're also completing your ASU coursework done in the I-course format, meaning online. I-course means that there's no scheduled class meeting times. Assignments, modules, etc., are all going to be done at your own pace with set due dates and deadlines, depending on the task. Your 2 main courses that you're going to be in will be TEL 488, your student teaching course, and TEL 471, your final professionalism series course. If you have any remaining courses to take to fulfill your degree requirements, you would add those on to this schedule. As you can see, your placement experience will increase with responsibility, if you look in the left column, as the semester and weeks unfold. You're going to start the semester by observing your mentor and the classroom procedures, routines, etc. And then you're going to start to assist in the lesson planning and teaching and managing the students, etc. At some point during your semester, you can expect to lead in lesson planning, lead in teaching and instructing, and managing the students in classroom. This leadership is paramount in preparing you to be a professional educator. Towards the end of the semester, you can plan to phase back out of the lead position in planning, teaching, etc., as your mentor teacher will take back the reins of his or her classroom. Those of you in job embedded placements, also known as paid placements, can expect a different responsibility level. You may be leading the lesson planning, instruction, and teaching starting day 1.
My name is Becca Soleil, and I am the Director of Undergraduate Advising and Engagement. Our team in the Teachers College has many combined years of experience supporting students and student teachers. We have learned a lot from those who have come before you. With that, we have some advice on things to keep in mind as you start your student teaching journey. First, make sure you have reliable transportation. If you are concerned that you may have transportation issues, indicate this on your placement request form. If the semester has already started, submit an SOS if your transportation situation changes. Second, once you're in your position, your site lead is your go-to person for any concerns or issues you have inside your classroom. You will learn about this person in the next section. Outside of the classroom, your academic advisors and student success team support your other needs, including your overall wellness, stress management, time management, and, depending on your situation, possibly financially. You can reach out directly to us via email or schedule an appointment online or submit an SOS, and we'll follow up with you. Life happens. You can miss up to 5 days during student teaching. If you or a family member gets sick and you think you will miss more than 5 days, please submit an SOS right away. Our team can support you through this time. Please don't wait. Lastly, if something happens in your student teaching placement, like issues with your mentor teacher, you observe unprofessional communication or behavior in the classroom, or you feel your on-site administration isn't providing the support you need, you may want to submit an SOS so that we can start our support process to help. Obviously, this isn't all the advice and support we have to offer you. I strongly encourage you to ask for help before a situation gets out of your control or you feel like you can no longer be successful. You've read the book, Have You Filled a Bucket Today? You'll remember that when we choose to be kind, we not only fill the buckets of those around us, but also fill our own bucket. We want to remind you that you need to be kind to yourself too. Everyone finds joy in different ways, and I encourage you to find many different ways to fill your bucket. Are you caught in the hustle every day? Hustle culture means constantly working. It means devoting as much of your day as possible to working, hustling. There's no time out or time at work. But surprise, being busy all day isn't the badge of honor. Take a moment to hear what your brain, heart, and body are telling you.
In the next section, we're going to talk about who are the key people that you are going to be with during the semester. My mentor teacher. So every student teacher is going to be assigned a mentor teacher to help them through the student teaching semester. No matter the placement, job embedded placements, also known as paid, and regular, every student will be assigned a mentor teacher. Your assigned mentor teacher will be with you daily at your placement. This is going to be your key person in helping you lesson plan, understand the content and the standards you are teaching, and the basic rules, procedures, etc. of the campus. They will also be modeling best practices with their lesson planning, instruction, management of students, completing the daily tasks of a teacher, etc. They will also be your daily key person to offer you feedback in your own teaching, instruction, lesson planning, managing the students, etc. They should be having a conversation with you throughout the week to help you understand your strengths and areas of growth in regards to teaching. If they do not initiate the conversation and or feedback on your performance, it's up to you to do so. Your mentor teacher will be conducting at least 4 progress reports on your performance and growth, and will focus on areas for improvement and areas of strength. These progress reports will be completed in Sonia. You'll be able to access all of these progress reports and review also. Once you schedule your formal observations with your ASU professor, you should let your mentor teacher know and start planning the lesson with your mentor teacher. Another key person is going to be your ASU professor, known as your site lead or supervisor. The same professor will be instructing you in the TEL 488 and the TEL 471 course. You're going to have one full-time ASU faculty member to help you through the entire semester. This ASU faculty member is called a site lead or supervisor, and your ASU professor will conduct 2 formal evaluations, also known as performance assessments, or in short, PAs. The PAs are on your instruction in your placement setting. These formal lessons will be recorded and uploaded in Canvas using the GoReact platform and will be reviewed by you and your professor. Your professor will leave specific feedback in GoReact labeled with the ATR indicators, time-stamped and detailed written feedback to help you in your growth as a teacher. Each of these evaluations will be scheduled, conferenced ahead of time, and planned out. Along with these formal evaluations, also known as PAs, you will be expected to provide 2 small snapshots of your teaching. We call these micro teaches. Your one ASU professor will be teaching you in your I-courses and evaluating you in your placement setting. Isn't that great to have one person? Now, I'm going to hand it off to our next speaker, and they're going to tell you what to expect at the end of your semester and getting certified.
Hi, everyone. My name's Audrey Entz. I'm the certification specialist, and I'm going to talk to you about institutional recommendations, or the IR, and teacher certification. So, what is an IR? An institutional recommendation, or IR, is a notice that ASU sends directly to the Arizona Department of Education, verifying that you completed an approved teacher preparation program. The IR is valid for 1 year. It can't be renewed, but when you're applying for certification, it does replace your official transcripts for most of you. And it's going to cut the cost of certification in half, and then it's going to save you a lot of time when applying, as you won't have to go through an entire transcript review. For everyone completing a teacher preparation program here in Arizona, you are going to be required to show proficiency in your professional knowledge and your subject knowledge. For most students, the requirement for the professional knowledge and subject knowledge tests can be done through the AEPA or NES exams in your desired certification area. The exams are required for your application, and you're not going to be eligible for certification without them. So you're going to want to make sure that you take them in time to apply for certification. If you have any questions about which exams are required for you and your program, please reach out to me and we can go over that together. To give you a little bit of a timeline, the start of your term 8 semester or your last semester, you're going to start getting emails from me about the IR and certification. We recommend that you start taking your AEPA NES exams about halfway through the semester, just so that we make sure your testing scores come back in time. And then, of course, we have your end of classes and degree conferral. The degree conferral date can be found on the ASU academic calendar, and your degree conferral will be, your individual degree will be conferred within a couple days up to 2 weeks from that date on the ASU calendar. And then ASU is going to send your IR within 5 to 7 days of your degree conferral. Again, that is within the window of a couple days to 2 weeks, depending on the registrar and how many students they have to confer degrees for. And then once that IR is sent, you're going to get a notification from me that it's been sent to the Arizona Department of Ed, and then you can apply for certification. ADE gives an estimate about 4 to 10 weeks for applications to be reviewed and certificates to be awarded. Again, with your IR, that time is drastically reduced because they do not have to go through each individual course that you take to make sure that you've met all the requirements. So that's just a little bit of a timeline for certification. And then this last slide is what you need for certification. So you need to complete your ASU educator preparation program. You'll need to have the institutional recommendation sent to the Arizona Department of Ed, which again, we will do on your behalf. You'll need to make sure that you have your IVP fingerprint clearance card and that it is valid. You'll have your passing AEPA or NES test scores, and then you'll have your application fee. If you are an Arizona Teachers Academy recipient, you will get a waiver for your application fee, and that will be sent along with your institutional recommendation. If you have any questions about certification, please let me know. I'm available email, phone, and Zoom meetings. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Cassandra Larson, and I'm the Assistant Director of the Education Experiences team that is part of Professional Education Services. My team works specifically with students who are in job-embedded experiences. So you may be asking yourself, what is a job-embedded experience? A job-embedded experience is when a student uses their employment for their observation, internship, or student teaching requirement. If you are looking to be hired by a school or a district, you must make sure that your position meets your program requirements. So for example, if you are a secondary English student, you must be working in a 6th through 12th grade classroom in your content area. There are a number of ways in which you can be hired. Many of our students seek paraeducator positions, which means they're in a teacher assistant role. Some districts have associate teacher positions in which students are placed on a teaming model. And students can also be hired in long-term substitute positions or as teacher of record, which means they are the lead teacher in the classroom. If you are being hired as substitute or a teacher of record, please keep in mind that you would need to be hired under a certificate by your district. Jobs must also take place at a school during school hours. For example, a before or after school care job would not be compliant, as this does not take place in a traditional classroom setting. If you're interested in finding a job-embedded experience, several local districts in the Valley post open positions on Handshake. Handshake is a job portal that all Mary Lou Fulton Teachers College students have access to. The URL is listed above, and you can log in using your ASU right. Once you are logged in, you can search for positions based on multiple ways, such as grade level, location, and subject matter, for example. Please keep in mind that you will need to find a job on your own behalf. While our team can assist you with this search and help you find a position that is correct for you, you still need to apply and interview for these positions on your own. I'm going to go over steps that you will need to take in order to seek approval from the Office of Professional Education Services. First, before you accept a job offer, you'll need to make sure that your position matches your program and that someone on that campus will be able to mentor you throughout your experience. Once you have let your placement coordinator know that you have received a job offer, they will verify your position and you will be emailed what's called a paid internship agreement via Adobe Sign for your review and signature. The purpose of this agreement is to make sure your administrator and your mentor teacher understand what it entails to host an ASU student. Once you have signed, the agreement is automatically sent to your administrator and your mentor teacher. Once they have completed their portion, your placement coordinator will approve and enter your placement details into Sonia. Sonia is MLFTC's data and assessment portal, and you will hear more about Sonia later in this presentation. Our education experience team is ready to assist you and help you smoothly transition into the education field. We are here to support you every step of the way. If you have any questions, please click on the link in this slide, which will take you to our team's Calendly page. This will allow you to book a meeting with a member of our team so you can ask your specific questions. Now, Sarah will transition into talking about what you do next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah Hernandez-Byrne. I'm an assistant director at PEZ, and I get to chat with you about your next steps, which are the placement request form and the IVP fingerprint clearance card. Your placement request form is in Sonia and is now live for you to view and submit. You can access Sonia, our online placement system, by clicking the QR code. I'll show you exactly what it looks like in the next few slides. But as an overview, the placement request form is where you get to provide us with important information about you that can affect your placement, like where you're commuting from and if there are any special circumstances that you have, like limited transportation. Our goal is for you to have the best placement possible, and it is important that everyone submits their form. Forms are due by November 3rd. If you don't see your form in Sonia, please email our office at mlftc-pes@asu.edu. Once you log into Sonia with your ASU Right username and password, you'll see the home page like the screen here. Click Forms to view the placement request form. Click the red edit pencil to open the form itself. It should take about 10 minutes to complete the form. And once it's submitted, you'll see a green check mark like you do on this screenshot. The placement request form looks like a Google form. Your contact information at the top is preloaded. I do want to emphasize that it is important for PES to know where you're commuting from for your placement semester. Please update your address in My ASU as soon as possible if there's a change. There's a section for you to provide your address on the placement request form. If you're unsure, but you know that you're planning to move, please let us know in the notes section with as much detail about the general area that you'll be commuting from. We also ask every student to request 5 different districts for your placement. If you're unsure of which districts are near you, there's a link on the form that can give you some guidance. Moving towards the end of the placement request form, if you're planning to pursue or if you have a job embedded experience, please provide us with the paid position details. We also have a required notes section for information, like if you have a specific school or a mentor teacher request for us. And don't forget to click the submit button when you're finished. Please note that student teachers must maintain an active IVP fingerprint clearance card. Check your IVP card's expiration date now. Your IVP card needs to be active 6 months after you are scheduled to graduate. If it is not, you will need to renew it with the Arizona Department of Public Safety website. Any student who has their IVP card revoked, suspended, or modified has to report it immediately to MLFTC Care and MLFTC PES. If you haven't submitted a picture of your card, please do so as soon as possible. You can use the link or the QR code to the right. Please note that students can't start their placements without an IVP card in hand. Thank you all for your time. We are, again, also excited for this part of your teacher journey. As a quick wrap up, you can direct questions for advising to educationadvising@asu.edu. Any questions about your institutional recommendation or your certification, please reach out to MLFTC compliance@asu.edu. Questions about your placement can go to MLFTC-PES@asu.edu.